guess I'm the guest. I'm here today with
Marley McMillan.
and I'm Rodney, and today we're going to be learning about the photo lab at the art building. How are you doing today, Marley?
I'm doing good.
So, how'd you get into this place? How'd you start working here? What got you into photography?
Into photography or the photo lab?
We can start with photography.
Okay. I've always been taking pictures just on my phone and things like that, and I have a friend who took a lot of pictures and I would work with him and stuff, and so I feel like that's kind of how I started. But I also started looking at photo books, and because I originally came here for fashion design, to UNC for fashion design,
Okay.
and I started looking at a lot of photo books, and I was like, I feel like I could, because I already had the experience with working with my friend and, you know, taking pictures on my phone, so I was like, I feel like I could be good at like doing this. And then I started taking pictures and it got good feedback. Like I've done a lot of things in the past, and the best feedback was through photography. So I was like, I'll just stick with this, and
Okay.
I've stuck with that. And how I got into the photo lab is we have to print in here. Like this
Yeah.
is where photo students print, and I was so obsessed with photography at the time that I really wanted to work here because I just figured I'd learn a lot more, you know. And so I just kept pestering the old boss that used to work here. Her name was Christina. I just kept pestering her and asking her if I could work here. And then eventually she, you know, asked for my resume and things like that. And I've worked here for like 2 years.
Okay. So, what do you think of the photography community here at UNC?
I think it's pretty cool. It's really, what I like about it here, I've never gone to school anywhere else, but I've heard that just from like, you know, word of mouth that other art schools just in general are a lot more like competitive in a toxic way,
Okay.
you know, and here it's not like that. Like everyone's really accepting, like open to everything and everyone, you know. No one's being super nice, like,
Yeah.
and letting like bad work pass, but like no one's being really mean for no reason, you know, trying to do you dirty to get to the top. There's that kind of culture. It doesn't really exist here. It's like really accepting, and I appreciate that.
So everyone builds each other up.
Yeah.
Is there a moment you realized that this was the place for you?
Like UNT?
I guess the whole photography community.
I think in my photo 2 class, I had a critique and it went really well, and I was like, I think I could do this. Like, I think I could really like take pictures and just like be a part of this. Because before I was like, oh, I just liked it, but then I really got validated and I was like, oh, I'm not bad at this.
Okay.
So I think that was the moment where I was like, I can stick around.
So what would you say to anyone who's kind of shy and doesn't know if they should get into the photography scene or anything?
I think most photo kids are shy. I think most art kids are just shy. Or maybe just people in general are shy, period. So I don't think that should stop you. You know, I think if you are compelled to do that thing, then you should do it. And like, of course there's going to be obstacles and things, but you'll be happier if you do what you want.
So have you met any crazy artists or photographers that have photos that just blew you away?
No, I haven't met like anyone I look up to, but one of the photo teachers here are like great. Like they're established artists, and they have a lot of accolades that are really inspiring. Like Dornith Dougherty, I never know how to pronounce her last name, but she's a Guggenheim, and then Letitia Huckabee, she has her own gallery space, and she's like, you know, exhibiting work. So it's like the teachers that I'm learning under, they baffle me because they're just they've achieved so much. So I would say that they are very inspiring. Paho, man, like all the photo instructors inspire me, but I've never met like a photographer.
Like a famous photographer?
Yeah, I've never met anybody.
But would you say they've helped you learn and grow as a photographer yourself?
The professors?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
guess, what else do you have to say about the whole photography community here in Denton? Or just at UNT, I guess?
I think we have a lot of talent here and a lot of passionate people. And I think people should keep their eyes on the students that are coming out of here, you know, because I don't think there's a lot of photo majors like at other schools, period, at least from what I've heard. So maybe that's what it is, but I don't know. From the work that I've seen here, the people are very talented. So I'm proud to be a part of that.
Okay. Well, here in the photo lab, I can't say I know what you guys do. Like, what goes on here?
Well, what I do is usually I check in and check out equipment. We have cameras, we have tripods, 4x5 cameras. We have a bunch of camera equipment, and so people come and check those things out. We also have a dark room and an alternative process room and a film development lab, and people come and use those things. And there's also digital printing, utilities over there, and yeah, I just help people with those things when they need to help with those things. Yeah, and I clean, and that's what I do for the most part.
Do you mind if we get a tour of the place?
No, I do not mind.
All right.
This is where people print like digital images and whatnot. You can make big prints on this big printer, and you can make like 11 by 14 and 8 by 10 prints on here. This is for like 24, and I think it goes up to 44 inches. You can make really big prints like this stuff. You cut paper and whatnot. We also have flatbed scanners. So you can scan film and your images and edit your photos and whatnot.
All right.
This is the dark room. No one's working here, I don't think, so I can turn on the light. But this is the dark room. This is where the paper gets developed. The film developing room is somewhere else, but this is where all the paper gets developed. This is where the actual photos like that get exhibited on walls. This is where they come out of. And then this is the film development room. This is where you develop the film that eventually turns into the prints, the bigger prints. This is where it starts if you're developing 35 millimeter film and 120. We develop, and 4x5. We develop 35, 120, and 4x5 film. This is where, like, when you're in the paper developing room, you come and you wash off like the residual chemicals, and then you squeegee it and you let it dry for a little bit. Here's an example of a dark room print.
All right.
Yeah. And that is actually the whole of the dark room.
Well, do you have any last words for our viewers?
If you're a photo major or you want to be a photo major, you have plenty of, equipment and utilities at your disposal. So that's my closing out.
Well, thank you, Marley.
Of course.
Nice speaking with you.
Yeah.